Tanga Mahapen Om Ayujana Mahapuyateta Om Manepe Mehon Arapata Medoshindayasu Avahosova Malama Padam Sar Tathagata Mahapens Avayujana Mahapuyati
We'll do the red Chenrezig sadhana beginning on page 1.
Nabso Deva Chinje Shinkamso Chukava Pamela Sorvande Tonye Tava Topa Senjelo Toje Chen Son Che Pajarveshin Sharso Bodalaya Nem Choda Jarse Toje Chinla Sorvande Sandan Yenje Jowa Shinjelo Malana Bardaba Jubeshin Arebe Mavuje Shinkamsa Orjin Rembo Chela Sorvande Tunyen Taru Sambar Senjelo Ramjin Ambar Taben Karjuna Kanjo Bam Sonde Podrando Majen Soja Shabla Sorvande Yunche Me Bar Senjelo Kanjo Bam Sonde Bane Jencho Jankor de Chenlenge Venesu Renna Lembe Shabla Sorvande Nyam Don Taru Sembar Senjelo Toje Chenbo Senjela Bene Malalem Chodem Bepodrana Juguje Zangara Lodrila Sorvande So Senjela Duso Toje Kanda Trubashen Kane Donyen Yenje Dra Po Dranta Trenchen Zaju Lama La Sorvande Nyen Tara Sembar Senjelo Nudum Ge Chinje Tenesa Jeje Dorje Kundru Samela Tamche Samvande Bala Sorvande Drubantaru Sembar Senjelo Gudra Trenda Debe nem chonen wan ye yong zo le je jen ko de san de xie zhi la co la sol wan de gu sam len jie zhe bar sen jie lo de dong jie ma ta ve po ran ne de le nam jie zhe be jian ke de ma cu kan zhou nam la sol wa wan de var sen jie lo de le da zar den be ga qi na de le to me zhi be jie zhang de ra song dam jian nam la sol wan de se na ba qi xie war sen jie lo ma la len cho ta ba jia wei xian ran jie dong ni ju be jie wen qiu jie zhou qun ze nam la sol wan de zhi be jia san zhen bar sen jie lo tou jie jiang ne zi qian qian nan jie da su tar wan de be be nam la tou jie zhen cu dun de den ne jiang san la qiar jian be bar sen jie lo ni ma nga du den be ma xiang de sen qian nian mong le jie na wa la jie tou jie bar jie la da su tar be ne su zhen de su sen de wu da wen be re chu de jiu xian en jiang da de men zha wa yong den nyam do da wa yan ngo yin gong wa sen jie lo da su nian mao nian jie ye nan la san gong qi jie tou jie wu zi jie le dang nian mao ma re san ne jiang yi xian han wa jie bar sen jie lo or wan de su ga ju zhen qian na jin jiu da jia san qiu zhi ba la ce dang zhi ban ta zhi sen ba dang ce jiao san ji zhi ba sen jie lo.
Page 1. Namo Guru. In the Dharma sphere pure like unelaborate space, the western field delightful, Dharmakaya Amitabha, I supplicate you, bless me to realize the view emptiness. In the victor's field dense with mass clouds of compassion, the Easter's supreme sacred site, Potala, compassionate Bodhisattva, I supplicate you, bless me to develop love and compassion. In the sphere emanated through pure aspiration, the glorious mountains field lotus light, precious one of Udayan, I supplicate you, bless me to consummate the two purposes. In the naturally pure Kachara realm, in the palace where 100,000 skyfarers have gathered, Soul Mother Sogyo, at your feet I supplicate, bless me with ceaseless bliss emptiness. In the supreme sacred site where 100,000 skyfarers have gathered, the secluded place, Dharma wheel, Dechen Ling, Ratna Lingpa, at your feet I supplicate. Bless me to consummate experience and realization. In the place blessed by the great compassionate one, the palace of past aspirations, karmic fortune, Guru Lodro, the one cared for by Nirmanakaya, I supplicate you, please grant your blessings. In the field emanated to tame through compassion whomever need it, in the palace of liberating beings through emptiness and compassion, kind root and lineage gurus, I supplicate you, bless me to consummate the two objectives. In the sky staircase treasure site of Lodrak, true dharma, that is Gurya Samaja, profound path that brings about the Vajra body in one life, I supplicate you, bless me to consummate accomplishments. Supreme sacred site where cities have gathered like clouds, the body mandala of the fully complete four empowerments, Gurya Samajas, peaceful and wrathful divine assemblies, I supplicate you, bless that the three kayas be spontaneously present. In the palace of illusory bliss emptiness, the mandala where the four activities are accomplished, skyfarers and hosts of mothers, I supplicate you, bless me to gain mastery over appearances. Among the objects that have destructive activities, dynamism in the palace where unimpeded activities are present, oath-bound command guards, I supplicate you, bless that outer and inner obstacles be pacified. In the victor's field of pure karmic fortune, arisen from aspirations, supreme persons who act for the twofold purpose of self and others, spiritual siblings and friends, I supplicate you, bless me to seize the royal seat of accomplishment. You compassionate, loving sources of refuge, having gathered here and now like mass clouds of compassion, please let fall your rain of blessings on us, the children who supplicate you. At this nadir of the teachings, when the five dregs are rampant, sentient ones are tormented by karma and afflictions, great affectionate ones who have aroused compassion's glory, please guide me and others to the sacred place of release. Having let go of this life, I dwell in isolated mountain regions, never parting from disenchantment and determination. Thus bless that qualities, experience, and realization develop ever further like the waxing moon. Having dispelled through light rays of your compassion the karma, kleshas, and ignorance of myself and others, the afflicted objects of your mercy, loving guardians, bless us with unfolding wisdom appearances. We supplicate you, kind command lineage holders, bless that your followers, we sahakas of enlightenment, take lifespan and accomplishment to their limit and attain the Buddha's state in one life. Upon a lotus flower, sun and moon at one's crown, one should imagine the three roots, divine assemblies, and every jewel that is a source of refuge. With respectful three doors, wayfaring beings, with one's parents acting as their leaders, should utter these words.
Namo Lama Koncho Yedamla Jarva Jamsu Tsojela Datang Ruva Senchena Gosam Kub Jobsun Che.
Namo. All sentient wayfarers and myself, with respectful three doors, take refuge in the Guru, Yidam, and three jewels with the victor's oceanic hosts. Namo. All sentient wayfarers and myself, with respectful three doors, take refuge in the Guru, Yidam, and three jewels with the victor's oceanic hosts.
Rare la la sam sa lo Mangaran san chu bamba Me ye tong wan to lo sha Tu sam nyam nye je ye ra Khor wa tong ne chu ba ko Ka tu san dar jen ba yo Kun jan ran re do ba ngo Ko son yon zo to ba yo
Homage to the deity innate awareness, I offer unhalting innate clarity and disclose and let go of the four limits downfalls. In the three times sameness I rejoice. I exhort you to empty samsara from its depths and to remain in primordial purity's naked transparency. I dedicate everything to realize innate awareness. May the fully complete three kayas be attained. Homage to the deity innate awareness, I offer unhalting innate clarity and disclose and let go of the four limits downfalls. In the three times sameness I rejoice. I exhort you to empty samsara from its depths and to remain in primordial purity's naked transparency. I dedicate everything to realize innate awareness. May the fully complete three kayas be attained.
Korwa tona chobese Seme yeru semjido
Alas, for me to release all transient ones by emptying samsara into the great compassionate one's mandala, I'll rouse mine the four immeasurables. Alas, for me to release all sentient ones by emptying samsara into the great compassionate one's mandala, I'll rouse mine the four immeasurables.
Me dong be nganyele Podran deva wangelong Be manye de den den do Ran re ye ge she ma bo Pan chu jar wa nim chu ba Sim chin kun je de de jan Turn de da la de Tong ne zhu ba san Ten ye yong su ju ba le Ran ye san wan de be ge Mar bo shar je san ye ba Sa ye ben chen to gar zen Sa yon ce wan be dong na Ren chen ben chen ru jin dan Dar jiang jin zo ba me jin Yum cho san wa ye shi ma Yun ye o ba yong de ze Song yo yap jin gu nan cho Jie we jin zhou ben ge ren zen Xiam nye jian be ge lan che Nye me song jo da du gong To gar da ve jen kor den She ye ma bo zer jin Ye zhou ta la go wa san De le wun chu ran yin je Ye xie san ba jin zhou de
Middle of page 12. From the state of emptiness without reference point is a sphere of 5 colored lights in the center of a palace. Therein, on a seat of lotus, sun, and moon, is innate awareness, a red free syllable. Radiating outward, its light has made pleasing offerings to the victors and has refined away all sentient one's wrongs and obscurations. As it is gathered back, accomplishments merge into me. I imagine samsara has been emptied from its depths. Through the transformation of the Hri, I become the form of Gura Samaja, red with 1 face and 2 arms. The right hand holds a lotus garland at the heart. The left bears a life vase with a lotus stalk. I am adorned with unfathomable massed ornaments, precious jewels, lotus garlands, bone ornaments, and silk tassels. Supreme Mother Gurya Samajana holds in her right hand an upala and in her left a nectar vase. At one with the Father, she embraces his neck. With the 6 ornaments and lotus garlands, she is naked and beautiful. Her 2 legs clasp the Father's waist. Thus should one cultivate pristine, non-dual unity. I imagine a radiant red Hri syllable on a moon disk at my heart, with the 6 syllables revolving round its edge. Light radiates therefrom, inviting the intrinsic wisdom beings who merge into me.
Banza samanza za hong ba fo banza samaya te chale a hong.
I imagine that from the blessings of body, speech, and mind, the 5 wisdoms empowerment have been conferred. From the life force, the letter Hri at my heart, light rays have streamed forth, offering to the victors and refining away all sentient one's wrongs and obscurations. Thus all have transformed into the great compassionate one. As the light rays have gathered back, the quintessence, blessings, and cities of body, speech, and mind merge into me. I imagine the 6 syllables arranged anti-clockwise around the life force, the heart letter Hri, which is concentration.
Ma thâu je chen bo je ram da sarva tho gar da jen khar je deva shada dharma ye ro sarva le won chu de chen je nen ye xie ba jian zhang la nie me de ten dong ban ang le zhen le ban ba ye xie jie ya ye ga gu zhe da wa tam ji yong se zhou ye xie jie ran nang le zhe家切行帮头玩句儿，南个热巴美热热来，那年头节前不见着我热热公，得到当才把热我得到所是当大个是。文处德瓦金当波达兰，尼西巴金张那当次，热拉的，那些他们也个的门哈扎崩，从西巴的
Page 17. I visualize myself as the great compassionate one according to the generation stage. At my heart is a moon disk with the syllable Hri at its center. It is surrounded by the 6 syllables. Light radiates from the 6 syllables and invites the wisdom beings from the pure land of Sukhavati, which merge non-dually with me. From within the state of emptiness, a syllable broom transforms into the vase, a boundless wisdom palace, completely perfected with gates, lattices, and archways. Spacious and lofty, it is the natural manifestation of primordial wisdom. The pills inside are inconceivable. Each of them is a great compassionate one resembling myself. Light radiates from the seed syllable Hri at the heart of each Samaya being and the Hri at my own heart, inviting the wisdom beings from Sukhavati and Potala. They dissolve into each of the Samaya beings' pills. All appearance and existence resound with the sound of the 7-syllable mantra, humming like bees in a beehive.
dharma pen ayujana mahapen yade chavo mane pe me ho rapatam darshan daya so Awa sowa malama pantam sar tathagata mahapen ayujana mahapayate chavo Oi mane pe me ho arapata me doshin daya suwa awa ho sowa malama patam sarva Tathagata mahapen ayujana mahapayate chavo Oi mane pe me hon arapata me darshan daya sova Awa ho sova malama patam sarva tathagata mahapen ayujana mahapayate chavo Oi mane pe me hon arapata me darshan daya so Om aho sova malama patam sarva tathagata Mahapen Avayujana Mahapaya Tito.
Now we'll begin the question and answer session, and Tom, who does our live stream, will pass around a wireless microphone for anybody who may have a question, and please try to keep it on topic to what Garchen Rinpoche taught this morning, and any questions about the practice texts. Just raise your hand if you have a question.
We have one here.
Thank you, Lamas. I have a question. It's on page 18. It says that the wisdom beings dissolve into the Samaya being pills. Do the wisdom beings also dissolve into myself as well? And the other question I have is if you could explain the extended mantra here. Thank you.
Lama piche injiki king yomara las oh it's las chua di ani rela ta piche di ani mani ribogi zobe kapso ani yeshepa zo ni ribula tim goresa ani chua di ani yeshepa denzo ni rilbula tim pekapso ani raya la tim gorebes di chua tangbore di ribu di mani ribu zobe kapso ani pechana la ani yeshepa yeshesemba denzo ani rilbula tim goresa ani morangi chua sana ani rang yang la tim gorebes yeshepa denzo rang yang la tim gorebes di chiva tambores.
Okay. All so that tambo train there. Lama ke densan de la tini. Yunkin ke kimpo ta Drupon lama ane. So woro churpa ke tini. Dorji. Pundo pomo. Tana ngusu penkin tang. Rajana ni nyam yunang ki jakam damini. Tamabo yorwa. Te tsama tang lapar tuka chukode nangkin tang. Tunchin jangkin ropa senkin. Tani sumgyori tsama yongsu dobala. Tuji che shuya tang, tani tsama kawa zambu tang sonam chenpo yin tsang. Tani ta duchun ramandayan tu shoka nyingong gomo dusum ke rahi delay shuya yin. Dixon?
Lasso Dixon. PC bosongdo. Sorry. He said, first of all, I'd like to just pay homage to this seat, Dharma seat of our glorious teacher, and also say Tashidle and thank you to all the resident Lamas, Kembos, and Drupon, monks, nuns, and Vajra brothers and sisters who are physically present, and also those joining online. So many of you have been great friends together for a long time. So I want to say thank you to all of you, and good morning, good afternoon, and good night, all of them. So I want to start by saying that.
Tatara Triva Tambo de Jetan Sanga Nyamsule Yala Simba Sum Siyori Datam Se Simba La Yihi Simba Dada La Nisime Bating in the Simba Sum de Tatarati Mamne Pundrup Kasu Soso di Yigi Pechana Yeri Dani Tuji Chimbo Jirem Darase O te Gomde Yorwa de Deni te Tara Rubate Sola Teni Ishipa Jinkon and Tata Puna Manager Drum Yagidoa O te Sola Temore Soso Ishipa Chat Sayori Tinhonini Jerem Te Sidu De Tama Soso La Chadar Tan Soso Kamate Jinjila Kol Rubates.
Oh, Lasso. So D Kabla Ani Sosorang Yisheba
Soso Chat Satingon the Chatar. That's also Jinjila Kol. Soso Yishiba Maimpa Jinjila Yomara. Jinja Opacita.
Lasso. That D Kabla toward the Ribula.
Ribula make out the river.
Oh, Lasso.
Yeah.
Lasso. So, in terms of this first question, so at this point in the practice, it says previously in the text that so there's three beings actually that are referenced here. We can say there's what's called the Samaya Sattva, the Tamsik Sempa, and then there's the Jnana Sattva, the Yeshe Sempa, or the wisdom being. There's the Samaya being, the wisdom being, and then when the two join together, what's called the Samadhi being, or the Tingsin Sempa. And so at this point in the sadhana, we've already dissolved the wisdom being into ourself, or we could say merged inseparably, ourself as the Samaya being with the wisdom being already. So we don't need to, again, do that. So at this point, as the wisdom being, we're ready to start blessing other things. And so in this particular point in the sadhana, the point is to bless the mani pills that are in the mandala, which is in the center of the room. Yeah. And then, sorry, the second question was about the
if it could explain the longer mantra.
True Nipasanani nga ringbo di this Joshi Kyono also.
nga tambo to mane pe me hong she rwa
So
te Chenrezig se nga chi tene ara pa za si tu jambe yang rwa mita shin da ya se de net karen ha mo on wa hong si de tene ko song to so ha ko song to yun din chele tene mamla mampam tam si ya de tata tin te go go on a hong so ha si ya de yawa yap nga mamla mampam tam si de yom nga sarvatatanga stasi dyutini tebyin pa thamji mahapincha om ayunjanata chetang sonam ni hitanji punye titra om side ta preking jeba joji lahosare te reregindu samskit nga tenge te hakomi pache chilom rawsen na tendra sare
So, in terms of this longer mantra, can give a sort of general explanation. Not familiar with every single syllable exactly, because the mantras are actually in Sanskrit, not in Tibetan. But as a general explanation, Om Mani Padme Hum Shri, I think we're familiar with that. And then Arapata. It refers to Manjushri. Shridaya Soha.
Shridaya te neseng hakome. Opa, orido.
Opame.
Arapata jambe yang opame. Oma hong soha te. Kosong to yong tin chele su jawa yamga. Yamga da yongwa ro. Tene sabatatanga te tegin ki ba thamji es. Mo tendrido.
La sola.
Meda Shindaya siya de opami ta Chenrezig rigda opami rwa.
Oh, la sola. So then Shridaya Soha is paying homage to Amitabha.
Amitabha.
Amitabha. Oh, sorry, Amitabha. And so, and then Omahong Soha refers to the body, speech, enlightened body, speech, mind qualities and activities, and then also the five Buddha families, and then Mom Lam Mam Pam Tam refers to the five consorts, 5 female Buddhas, and then Sarva Tathagata, all the Buddhas. So all the ones who've gone to thusness or suchness. And then the end, Ayurnyana Mahapunya Tishta Om, has to do with merit and wisdom. Yeah. So this is the general meaning.
And long life.
And long life.
Ayurnyanas. Sonam.
So long life, merit and wisdom.
I just want to add that Drupon Tsering will be answering the questions this evening, and then tomorrow evening Lama Dawa Zangmo will answer the questions, and then the following evening Khenpo Tenzin will answer the questions, and then we'll circle back, just so everybody knows.
We have a question over here.
Yeah, I have a question. I try to generate supreme bodhisattva while conceal myself, conceal my selfish motive. Thus, while endeavoring to benefit others, I end up harming them in the process. Please explain.
Trivasana ni namgyung Chandruse Rinpoche Kiego Samnaya ani di bene ani des kare segure ani da rangden des bene shaye di chigre ani shinda di ani ji And the second part was you want to benefit beings but end up harming them.
Yeah. I try to generate supreme bodhisattva while concealing my selfish motivate while endeavoring to benefit others. I end up harming them in the process.
Could I make a...
Oh, Lasso. Yeah, thank you. That was clear. Oh, ni lama jambu ne piche tsiche kashi yasare. Oh, that same ki oh yeah. Rangdan konsucho. Ani shinda di ni champagne.
Jinu shola drup lama
drup danaya ni shenla ne pa kyan kegius chisani this kalop noronos.
Oh. That Tsering Rinpoche ke pe ti court kalop sapin je ban nang songs. Kai sina sancho sem ji hu te sem cho ji ja ran du pus ju yin pin ta ji yinu shola drup lama jinu tu ni zik se yorwa. Dendi tambo pa da jin jin ke lo de jang go re stini yin pin sancho sem chu chu sini te ta tambo ti le lao chi ju mari tambo jamba la yang tene ningi tene jancho sem yo ramba yin do ngo ra le tambo pu kap so chama te le lao yo ma re te le ta jangwa se go re se jangwa se yong nen yong lap nan tar sin se ti ku tra rambo che khipra pe song song a da jin jin te lo de ma san na yin pin te on tu ku ma re te pa chu te tene yim san cho sin de cho ji te ta ta ma re na tene semcho ji hu te randu te zo re so na tene yin ro pa se ya pa hyo te tene yin no ba yong go re ta te de ran ba yin de jang go.
So I think Rinpoche spoke to this very clearly today. And so when he talked about the importance of arousing the altruistic mind of bodhicitta, and so these lines from the calling the Lama from afar that you quoted, trying to arouse bodhicitta but hiding self-interest inside, and then although I wish to help others, I end up harming them. So those lines, please grant your blessings from the calling the Lama from afar. So, yeah, and so these are not easy. It's not easy to practice around these issues. I mean, first we have to work on generating love, and then meditating on compassion, and then finally onto bodhicitta. So it's like a progression, and we move step by step. None of these are easy, though. This is not an easy thing to do. We have to train, we have to practice and train. If we train, we can become well trained. If we learn, we can reach the end of learning. So I think Rinpoche spoke to this very beautifully today when he said, if we don't get rid of our self-grasping, our self-centeredness, then we cannot really bring benefit to others. So this issue of self, our own interest, with that, we can set aside really bringing true benefit to others. If we don't get rid of our own self-interest, it's true. So we have to just go step by step and keep training.
And the get you the chu give out and dipasya the samba get and make it say bra getting zoom in chechong jimro sonra sambu kunhon ra do nambo kunhon zambo tang kunhon zambo teletin deni yin semjin to no semjia te ke chimbores. Ta tende sena tini kale yungores.
So the most important thing is is understanding the relationship between virtue and its results and negativity and its results. So really understanding the difference and the outcomes of virtue and negativity is important, because everything ultimately comes from our motivation. Everything depends on our intention or our motivation in the end. So we have to make our motivation really good and really positive. So then, we can orient ourselves more and more towards others, towards sentient beings, other beings. But slowly, if we keep practicing, slowly it will come.
I will. Thank you so much. Very clear now. Thank you.
Oh, everything clear, yes? Normal, perfect, words. Chenrezig Buddhicitta.
So there was one question earlier. The question was, why is that we have to practice two different texts here, the 1,000 armed Chenrezig and red Chenrezig at the same time, and flip back and forth?
Did you di ngaso digi Drupchen ki kapsu karashine ngaso ni Chenrezig Drupchen ni la chegorwa titi ni chadon chita ni Chenrezig marbo karachine ni jogores.
Te twa tambote sanje la twa tegore twa nibate rumbochi la twa tegores sanje tamke la tuje chimbo indi sala tongdan sala yadan sala ni mambo zilwa nibate namjuna ngaso Drupchen na ti Chenrezig marbo na tarang si hore tatana mixa ke kunyinyam pula cappuccino zilwa te rumbochi la twa tang.
So first
the Kangla Kandara city there rumbochi tamke la tuje chimbo indiang kake Chenrezig sakton chindong gaya kake marbo la gaya karbo la gaya tendi. Sancho Sambara Kangla Kandar Sosor Kare Gona Tinang.
So I could say first of all, you'd have to ask the Buddha, and second of all, you'd have to ask Rinpoche. So the Buddhas, they say that Chenrezig Avalokiteshvara is the sort of embodiment of the compassion of all the Buddhas. So you'd have to ask the Buddhas why they appear in so many different forms, so countless forms of Avalokiteshvara. And second of all, you'd have to ask Rinpoche, because normally we would just do the red Chenrezig for this practice, but he decided to do both of these practices. So you'd have to ask Rinpoche. I think he's doing it out of his infinite compassion to tame beings of different dispositions, because he knows that some people like white Chenrezig and some people like red Chenrezig. So he wants everybody to be pleased by these practices. So he's added the 1,000-armed white Chenrezig practice to this Drupchen. Normally we would just do the red Chenrezig practice. So he did that, I think, out of his great skillful means to tame all kinds of beings according to their wishes. But you'd have to ask him why he added this.
Make cappuccino white and red, beautiful color. Too dark coffee is too strong, make milk and together very delicious. And cappuccino is the best. Okay, Sanjay Tamkila Tuji Chimbores. There are Chupong Jet Yodonson, the Mambo Cares songs, Semjin Tamji Kangla Kander, Teletin, Tunjines, Lando, Soso Car, Caracata, Rumbojeta, Tara Sanjay Mazo, Bangus Roat, and Kong, the Sama Gomore. Carella Caregona Tata, Kong. then nang then the guba jim simpe chembo.
So they say that Chenrezig is the expression of the Buddhas, is the embodiment of all the Buddhas. Buddha's compassion expresses itself through Chenrezig. So there's many different teachings according to different beings' dispositions and interests. That's why there's 84,000 teachings. So Rinpoche, just like the Buddha, presents the Dharma for many different beings' minds and capacities. So Rinpoche is just like the Buddha, putting together different teachings for different beings' benefits.
Labar the Chiram Sati Namjo Nanga to Jalok Tugi Chimbo, Saton Jindon the Jalok Tugi Chimbo, Duta Chimbo, the Mambo, Nima Mambo, so that Tugi Sand, the Trana yet in Toya, Kai or what other Namboja, the Nika Nyampo Siat, Nasoti Kunamitan, Ochi Parwa. Then Mochipa and Dita, Rambochi Kiti, Sama, Tesia, and Karazambo, Sonam Chimbo, Temato, Regin, the one down, Chi, down, Yamnisi, Gonian, Tutsu, down, this Cariton Kale, or Yampul and Yamnisia, the best also Misak, that led and Karazambo, and then Zonga things. Like part of Rambochi, Sancho, same record, and same Niloko, Carita Chimbo Nandoa, Pekara Chimbo, is in the social Tunga Gela Trua or sitting.
So actually there's a longer, a very long version of this practice that also exists, that's quite elaborate and much longer, but this version of the practice, of the red Chenrezig practice is a sort of a concise, essential and concise version of the daily practice of the red Chenrezig. And so Rinpoche chose that because he knows it's more accessible for us and convenient and requires less complication, and the other one is much more complicated and many empowerments and so on. So to make it accessible and suitable for us is really an amazing good fortune that Rinpoche has done that. Getting these two texts together and giving us exposure to these practices in a way that is accessible and easy for us is really a great opportunity. Just like his teachings Rinpoche gave today on bodhicitta and the nature of the mind, nature of reality, are so accessible, so easy and relatable. So I think we should consider this a great fortune that we have and kind of appreciate this opportunity we have.
Lamala, I have a question about dedicating the merit. I most of the time forget to do that immediately, and then I try and do it when I remember or at the end of the day. What is so important that we do it immediately, and is there any point to me doing it later?
Morangi chuasana ani ngoa ki kor ani samsam nyamlen chebe jelanga ngoa des jedrogro ani chiksena ani nima tama ra nima nube kapsu ya tata ngoa chegores ani shine jenso yongoto ani morangi chuasana karechine ngazo lamsa ngoa chegores ani kesi jena je drona ni des jela ya ngoa chena digribes
ngoa lamsa siguyate teni hedang da chado o do cha nyumo bo wang do shonro ra te la karpar sa dik pa ya kongto je kin jombar si la do wa te ku trarang na se jana la mo do teni shor mo do penna te ngo Pechajuna, Sosu Kondo, Galeo, Semprayo, Shenayo, Mohan Yapujan Tina Yayana, La Mondoya, Paul Mondoya, Tini, the Jega. That thing some will come to see Womara, will come Yana, the Yaje compellent horror. That's also called Sempra Shena Mabora. The two tons of the Paro in the young Tolando and Yankayo. There's an Yopogo. Yes, the natural times that train by Jason, got the tinsona. This is the aboy. Tamboni Segana. Tambasoms Goni, Jambo, the Semti, Balang, Ujin, Juni, Hoa, Monam, the Som, the Turing Tong, the Memanion, the Karena, or the Som the Tango. And your Bomazina, young Java Mambo, Yumon Java, Yongora, then Tro, Jom Lado. Zabzimata. Why your man, Tro, Jom Sana, Tombara, they have crossed on the Comarcosan, Tatia Yoma, Jalano, Yoma.
So the reason for dedicating immediately after practice or virtue is so that it will not be lost. It will not be lost, because if we give rise to afflictive emotions, anger, jealousy, and so on, then it is said that the merit that has been accumulated, the virtue, can be sort of diminished or lost, spoiled, sort of vanish. So before that happens, it's best to dedicate. That's why we're always taught to dedicate right away, before any afflictive emotion can arise and kind of steal our merit away. But having said that, if we forget, then whenever we remember, it's good to dedicate also. So that's also good. And it's a little bit like, carrying, if we get a lot of money, like a lot of cash, gold or something, we'd be a little bit worried to carry it around. So it's better to just stash it in the bank as soon as possible. Get that worry off of our mind. Keep it safe in the bank. Get some interest maybe. Maybe nowadays, I don't know if accounts are giving interest, but in the old days, you could get some interest. So it's like that. If you do something meritorious or virtuous, better stash it away safely right away instead of worrying about it. So it is said that everything we do, we should embrace with the three excellences: the excellent beginning of arousing bodhicitta, and the excellent main part of being free of reference point, and the excellent dedication, excellent ending of dedicating the merit. So even if you do it in an elaborate way or a very short way, even if it's extremely brief and concise, or a big act or a small act, we should always try to keep the three excellences intact in every circumstance. So ideally, we do it right away is best, before anything can steal it away. But if we forget, then whenever we remember, it's also good to dedicate the merit. It's a little bit like having a thief, hiding around the corner. You have something precious, and then you have a robber or a bandit or a thief hiding around the corner, ready to steal what you have. So that's like then disturbing emotions, stealing away our merit. It's a little bit like that. So you have to be careful. We always have to be careful of the bandits, of the kleshas.
I think there are 5 Buddha families, and we have 3 principles: body, speech, and mind. And for every principle, there is a special Buddha. And Chenrezig is for the body. and what is what other Buddhas are for which principles, or what is the relationship between these body, speech, and mind, and the 5 families, Buddha families?
Chikshina marangi chua sanani gyawa ringa dang ani kusong to yamena lunga yi dan drawa kareres marangi samso sanani lu kuki drawa sana Chenrezig ini chetan chua ani chetan di chua di da lunga yi am kusong to da gyawa ringa gi drawa yorbes.
Rinchitang Chenrezig the Karsina Sanjelan Chembe Yishi Zeba Tugi Joba Numtu in the Som Yuri. Joba Numtu. Joba. Job.
Oh,
Jobin Numtu. Som Yoruba. That take a pan, Chenrezig Drupchen, Rixom Gumbos, Lasum Yua, Shigarwa, Chenrezig Yamba, Chana Dodges, Som Yua, the Rixom Gumbola. There's Hanjak and Chimbe Yike, that Chenrezig Drupchen, Yamba, Shiraka Rada or Sanjak and Chimbe Yishi, the Rada Nigeris. Save to get it, Chenrezig Nigeris, Chenrezig Sanana, Norva Center, Norva the Sovatana, Gundu Yumora. Then the Chenrezig, save to gig. Tsering Drupchen, no theory. Then China dodged the Sanjay like Arena, Pan Numu but some Numu but do and get it Tortubiak, Nubayo, and China dodges. China dodge. What take a Chana dodges and Dodgik tube doon laure, Pat Saman John Toba, Chursuchik Lam here. Then do Chenrezig was in the theory, stick. Then he Mengato Mila Lu, Yi Soms and Doa. Body, speech, mind. Or La Latina, you go song, took some to your. Then it Jarwana ring at and also Pumpong at Pumpong at Nanger and Swinzit Jarwana. Yan and Yumumba at the Patata and Swinzit. Then the Latuluma, ye some Talatani, the Nemu Batama Patanga, Yaya to Keko, ground in Deva, Yumong at Asa, Jarwana. Lala go song talk louder, not so Lunga ye some louder.
So there's something called the Riksum Gombo, which is like the lords of the three families, and sometimes these are associated with Avalokiteshvara, Vajrapani, and Manjushri, the three principal bodhisattvas, and these can be sort of correlated with the three main aspects of enlightenment, which is wisdom, love, and power. And so the wisdom, Chimbi Yishi, the sort of omniscient wisdom aspect of the Buddhas, is, you could say, the lord of that family is Manjushri, with his flaming sword of wisdom. And that flaming sword indicates like pure prajna insight. And so Manjushri abides as the sort of lord of that family, the omniscient wisdom of the Buddhas. And then the love aspect, the love or compassionate aspect, the head of that family is said to be Chenrezig or Avalokiteshvara. And then the third, Vajrapani, and so the power aspect of enlightenment. The power or capacity is the power to dispel all obstacles to freedom. So obstacles, obstacle makers, problems can be overcome and dispelled by the power of the Buddhas. So the Vajra holder, the Vajra is an implement that can overcome anything else. Nothing can overcome the Vajra. And so Vajrapani abides as the lord of the power family. And so wisdom, love, and power as the qualities of the Buddha are headed by the three principal bodhisattvas in that way. And then in terms of body, speech, and mind, in our case as sentient beings, we have like a ordinary body, speech, and mind. And then at the level of wisdom beings or realized beings, we call them enlightened body, speech, and mind. So it's the sort of enlightened versions of our ordinary body, speech, and mind. And then, so the five aggregates, as they transform, you could say, into the five Buddha families. Also the five kleshas, five root afflictive emotions or kleshas. When they are purified, you have the five Buddha families also. So they can represent that, the purity or the purification of those.
I have a couple little questions. I think they're little. Could you explain why we visualize ourselves as Hayagriva in the Thousand Arm Sadhana before we transform into Chenrezig? That's the first question.
Chenrezig chadong ki chup tamnala ani ngaso dangbo ani tamje dangbo tamjin jur ani ji chela ani shine ani Chenrezig jurs karchene ngaso tamjin la langores
the dutap the text kare lagore koran text de yonemena hamo chig lavndo dor digana the hayandewa tamding Chenrezig Cho la Shiva la Chenrezig Cho la tamding then the la Shiva dan Cho se at just savonta reva tani the la Cho ben jo Chenrezig la reva the chando jisinita nupa yong hayandewa nupa yong su zo pa ya pong ya de la mato chado da shedang ke la Cho de so pe Shenang Tsawon de Mare, Ninjing, the True, the same Jin Tong, the top Nuba Tsama, but the Massa Chimbolova, Napumbana Yirim, chicken, the Chimbo, the same Jin Ton, Peshu Chimbo, the Nuba Yoset on your Terry, Kansana Chenrezig get told the Tamre. She was the Chenrezig when you do it.
Yes. So the sadhana is quite has many stages. I'm not totally familiar with every part, but in general, Hayagriva is the wrathful manifestation, whereas Chenrezig is the peaceful manifestation. Or you could say Hayagriva is the wrathful manifestation of Chenrezig, or Chenrezig's the peaceful manifestation of Hayagriva. And the relationship, you could almost say, is like a seed and a fruit. You could say that the seed yields the fruit of the powerful or wrathful manifestation of Chenrezig's compassion. So we see these forms of the wrathful deities, and they look like, it looks sort of like the wrathful forms look like maybe they're jealous or angry, but they're not actually like angry or jealous. They're very compassionate, and their forms are very compassionate. So the power that we see in their form, like they're big and strong and powerful. Lama said, not like my arms, but they're big, strong forms, and and this indicates their power of compassion for benefiting beings. They're capable and ready to benefit beings with their power and force. So yeah, this is the wrathful manifestation of Chenrezig, Hayagriva.
Ti Druptapte Jalok Tugi Chimbotang, Tin Manakambam Sin, Yora. Then it's on door Duba, you drink the water and the takes it, Lelao, Galere, Rimbo Duba, don't do the takes. Galeyora, I think on earth is Galeyore. Hotel takes Galeyore.
That's
the Chimboni, so the Drong Jungle is.
That's Lama said that both of these sadhanas in their original form. Oh, both Mari. Oh, Chadongda.
Manakambum, Yalok Tugichimusin, Nipetani Tsudring.
Lasso.
Tung Tangra.
Lasso.
Then the Samsana is Ganga Treosh.
Lasso. Oh, Lasso. So this 1,000-armed Chenrezig sadhana is it's actually takes two long sadhanas and condenses them into one. So it's a lot of different complexities and practices that are present in the two original, more elaborate sadhanas that have been condensed into this one practice. And so I imagine it can be a little bit difficult, actually, for you to practice this. This is not an easy thing. There's a lot in here packed into this concise sadhana, because it's really two quite long sadhanas turned into one.
Oh, okay, that might be the explanation for other questions I have. I was wondering about the mantra visualization. So in the first sadhana, the 1,000-arm sadhana, are the syllables stationary and radiating? Or is it up to the practitioner? In the second one, the red Chenrezig, it seems really clear that it says, you visualize them stacked up anti-clockwise and then they're rotating clockwise. Is that correct understanding that in one it's just radiating and the other it's rotating?
Morangi chuasana ni ngak debi kapsu mikpade ani dangbode ani chadongi Chenrezig karpo ki kapsu ani yige trukpadenzo ani korgi mares ti tembarebes ani nipe kapsu ti Chenrezig marpo ani konzo yön korla ke niya ye korla kor chesani morangi ti mikpagi kor.
Di ang ti nyampu tete tanga yo mari. Di nyamni sipa kapsa. Di nana kare dana tagarangchi.
Laso.
Teni Chenrezig mapo tipa kapsa tagarangchi mato. Kapo chino siya yo mari.
Laso.
Korang di nana nga kortang kare dana tagarang.
Laso.
Timik bachi. Teni di nyamni sipa kapsa tagarangchi mato. Kuni nyampu tete tanga kala yo.
Laso.
Hopta kana tongha chikten chikli jokon lelo mado. Yang ti paro tele kangan theo.
Laso.
Ti korang pe jana kare dana nga goya.
That's all. Yeah, Lamala said that each sadhana has its own visualization and style, and we should definitely, while we're doing each one, we should just do that. So whatever the instruction is for the visualization in the 1,000-arm practice, we should do that. And when we're doing the red Chenrezig, we should follow those instructions. He said it's already quite confusing because these two long sadhanas have been condensed into the one. Both of them are condensed versions of longer. So, and then if we try to mix them up, we might even get more confused. So it's important to follow each one's
okay. Thank you. And then, just out of curiosity, the description of the 11 heads on 1,000-arm Chenrezig, is that from the Manikabam? I mean, it's just a little bit different than how the deity is often depicted. The placement of the heads on the top is a little bit different, and the description is a little bit different.
Go chichi di Manikabam le mikpadi di Manikabam le jumbarebe skaisana namgyun da tes mendra yosareti. Go chichiki reregi jesse capsule.
Tara nyungne da ji wura de da de tisi ka yo re. Tasi pija kona kare da te ga mato.
Yes. Lasuna. Yes, he said that's correct. It is a little bit different. It comes from that source, and he said we should while we're doing this particular visualization, we should just follow its principles and don't worry about how it's described in other texts. Yeah, it has its own way. Yeah. Oh. So he said the sources of these, you can find them on the last page of the sadhana. He said you can read about the how this was kind of put together. It's on page 46. In the end, it's sort of like, the same. the meaning, the ultimate place it comes to is the same, but we're kind of following Rinpoche's instructions on how to bring these diverse practices and longer sadhanas and condense them into simpler form. So you're right, it does have a unique way of talking about it.
Okay. Everything clear? Very good.
Okay, looks like we're finished with the question and answer for this evening.
We have one more question.
Okay.
When we practice peaceful deities, is it always necessary to have practice of dharma protectors?
Shiwe la druptap gomdu ngazo enjimenji karasegore suma togorbes like you mean like a circum or dharma protector practice? Chuchonki soka dongorbes de shiwe la gomdu nangdu
chuchong chu suma lamdo chusong ke so so nyamne se de la tingarsin parche manjoya tunjing ke samba do roba se ya la de so ka de ba de ne pecha koran na do ta na ye to ne ya po yo re chu song la do
so
chuchong sung
so just shiwe la yang
shiwa da to yo ma chuchong suma ka de na go
na so okay na so
la go do
so yeah this dharma protector they protect the dharma so they preventing obstacles, removing obstacles, protecting the practice, protecting qualities and so on. So they perform all of these functions, and so usually there will be the protector practice, a little short one included in it. And then I asked again, even with the peaceful deities, and Lama said there's no difference to the protectors whether you're doing peaceful or wrathful practice. We need protection in all cases, so we should do it no matter what. Said here we are doing Chenrezig sadhanas and in a Chenrezig the peaceful form, and we have to recite the dharma protectors, so it's good to do it. Yeah.
2 times. Peaceful have more.
Trola pache yamantaka ani troela chitana yang solka pogorebes.
Sama jibare. Yamantaka anare vedarkila anare haryandreva anata kachine jambe yamuji kare na samala.
Sumala.
Parche sargolin tunjin gore dendu.
Nasa.
Tilal cheba yomar sama jiba.
Nasa. So there's no difference, yeah, if you're doing Yamantaka or doing Vajrakilaya, Hayagriva, Chenrezig, Manjushri, we all, no matter what practice we're doing, we all need to remove obstacles and get positive conditions together. So it makes no difference if we're doing peaceful or wrathful practice. We definitely need those types of protection.
Thank you so much, Drupon Tsering. So we'll return to the red Chenrezig text on page 19.
So, Naso. So Lama said, he said, I apologize if I haven't been able to answer your questions very well. I don't think quite met them very well, but anyway, there's some other good lamas and khenpos here, so maybe you should put your hopes in them. But anyways, Rinpoche gave beautiful teachings, so mainly I think it's good to focus your understanding on Rinpoche's teachings. So anyway.
Mane be me hore ora pata da shen da ya so wa ho so wa ma la ma pa tam sarva ta tha ga ta ma ban Amaya jana mahapunya te chava Oi mane pe me hon Arapata me to shindaya sova Ova ho sova Mala ma panta sarva tatha gata mahape yajana mahapayate chava Oi mane pe me hon Arapata metta shendaya sova Ava ho sova Mala ma pantam sar Tata gata mahapen Namaya jana mahapen Titra on lanen han la ram yeme Nam kanja tsum da gong Na tung beda Zeme traja da gong Semne maya magamba Nandam zeme nangaya Magamba yene shisa Sarmelonde chemboja
The deity appearing yet without self-nature is visualized like a rainbow in the sky. Mantra, the empty sound of dharmata, repeats without grasping like an echo. Mind undistracted non-meditation has been placed in a state of non-grasping, empty appearance. This is known as the crucial point of non-meditation, wherein one is conveyed to great non-action beyond reason.
Om mane padme hore Om mane padme hore Om mane padme hore Om mane Mane refuge Narvada Sangha Thoje La Chogong So Daja Mare Leng Deboche Kam Song Korvan Eso Ten Cham Shen Re Zhong Korvan El Tar Du Me Tame Yanda Nyanda Den Ranyo Sanggon Thoje Chenje Meze San Dalang Bo Thoje Sajang La Tarbe Lam Den Ramban Zedu So Rangge Name Donga Jun Juna Pabe Thoje Dala Jie Xie Sa Tang Ke Thoje Sha Ben Che La Na Ta Da Nye Den Ren Ban Ze Du So Ma Dong Be La Ze Jie Yin De Ma Ye Thoje Wang Ge La Leng En Ta Ze Kor Wa Dong Zhu Ne Gon Bo Nye Je Sham Zhen Ze Du So De Tar Je Zo Gom De Su Nam Je Da Dang Da La Je To Do Wa Gong Me Zang Lun De Pa Ma Chur Ma Ta Ye Ma Ta De Je Wa Sho Zhe Ma Ta De Sab Je Ra Chue Ne Zhe Be So Jung Yin De Zhe Ba Xiu.
Page 20. Hri, like a jewel that grants all wishes, are you compassionate projection from the unborn, unelaborated Dharma sphere. Loving guardian, merciful deity, please consider this. We, great ignorant wrongdoers with ill karma, have perpetually wandered the three realms samsaric states with no chance for release from the 6 classes samsaric abodes. As we have endured exhaustion like this for a limitless time, loving guardian, will you not look on us with eyes of compassion? Extending here your benevolent hand, guardian, please guide us on the path of release. Ever occupied with the miseries of our actions ripening, what use will the Exalted One's compassion be to us? If indeed you have the compassionate lasso of those skilled in means, please draw us out at once. Like a longing mother who loves her child, powerful deity of compassion, do not forget your heart pledge. Having exhausted the limits of misdeeds and emptied samsara from its depths, guardian, please draw us into your very presence. Thus, through the merit of development and completion's meditation and recitation, may I and all wayfarers connected with me be miraculously born in the delightful, the moment these unclean bodies have been cast off. Traversing the 10 grounds as soon as we are born, may our emanations engage others' aims throughout the 10 directions. Now we'll go to the concise 1,000-arm Chenrezig sadhana to page 38.
Om loge shore sabare vara agamba de da sova. Om loge shore sabare vara bodem bade da sova. lokeshore sapareva Pupe pade zasova Om lokeshore sapareva Pupe pade zasova Om lokeshore sapareva Aloke pade zasova Om lokeshore sapareva Renkende pade zasova Om lokeshore sapareva Nevede pade zasova Om lokeshore sapareva Sadon kolo jarve jarbodon Jendon karba zambu sanjedon Kangla kando de la derdumba Zumba jenrezel swam sardu
Your 1,000 arms are the 1,000 Chakravartin kings. Your 1,000 eyes are the 1,000 Buddhas of this fortunate eon, manifesting whatever is needed to train those to be trained. I praise and prostrate to Sungpa Chenrezig.
Manja mani jejen la Vazo ninzen tremeku Senele lo vangeno Te kunchula zubasu
For meager and complete offerings, or for adding or omitting things, contamination or stained by impurities and duality, being under the influence of greed or laziness, all these I confess to you.
Om lokeshore samaya manapalaya lokeshore tenopa titha dendro me bhava sudhu khayo me bhava subha chayo me bhava anuragdo me bhava sarva siddhe me parayanta sarva karma sudzame siddham shayam kuruho ha 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 ho bangame sarva tatangata lokeshora mameme lokeshora zado om lokeshora samaya manapalaya lokeshora tenoba tithandendro me bhava sukdu khayo me bhava Subha chayo me bhava, anuragdo me bhava, sarva siddhe me parayanta, sarva karma suddham, siddham shiram kuruhu, sarva hahahu, vangame, sarva dadanga, masam. Maya sadho om lokeshore samaya manapalaya lokeshore dinoba tithandendo me bhava sudhu khayo me bhava subha chayo me bhava anuragdo me bhava sarva siddhe me parayanta sarva karma suddham Siddham shayam kuruho ha 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 ho banga tatanga lokeshore mamem lokeshore ba ma samaya sadho ranye Chenrezig Drupchen togarala wasn't true Nibjo toge chenpo Damba Udashan Rang La Dem Deyan Remba Chong Deye Toka Yedro La Dem Deyan Toka Sawun Sheye La Dem Denye Jiang Chunye Dagbe Yen Jadar Yan
Vivid in the heart of myself as Chenrezig is a Hri from which light radiates to the outer phenomenon and the inner beings of the great compassionate one, melting them into light which dissolves into me. Then by stages I become smaller and smaller, and then dissolve into the 6 syllables at the heart. Then they melt into the seed syllable Hri at the heart. Then disappears in the origin of the purity of phenomenon like a rainbow and dissolves into the non-objectified state.
On mane be me on de sam san tam je ko son do ro ro gon la to je jin je ze san da to je jom ze ba Haba Chenrezig Drupchen.
The body, speech, and mind of all the Buddhas of the 3 times look with eyes of compassion upon all beings of the 6 realms and protect them with the mind of love and compassion. May all have the auspicious fortune of noble Chenrezig. By this virtue, quickly may I become Lord Chenrezig. All beings, no exception, may they all attain that state. Okay, now we'll go back to the red Chenrezig text.
Yeah, first long life date.
First, we're going to do in the yellow prayer book. The long life prayers on page 20. Yellow prayer book.
Long life.
Yellow prayer book. Long life prayers on page 20. For this realm, encircled by snow-covered mountains, you are the source of all benefit and happiness without exception. Tenzin Gyatso, Lord Chenrezig, may your life remain steadfast until the end of samsara. Embodiment of the three jewels, great being who upholds and increases the teachings of the Shakya lion, you perfectly guide others with your excellent deeds. May you, the precious Guru who accomplishes everything, spontaneously live long. Holder of the teachers of Lord Drigumpa, great sovereign of the three jewels, through the power of your peerless compassion and the holy Dharma's peaceful light, you bring relief to beings. May your life be long. Known in the noble land as Arya Deva, you emanated into the Gar clan of eastern Tibet as Chudingpa, the heart son of Jingden Gompo. May the life of glorious Garchen remain steadfast for 100 eons. Now we'll go back to the red Chenrezig text. Page 26.
Rani la sarva dozo hong wen chu Lama ren zhen zawa sun je tu ju gu tam je zhen de bar da su san la ngang gu ngu zhu zo
From the life force home at the heart of myself, visualized as the deity radiates light, invoking the enlightened mind of the Guru, knowledge holders, and three roots. They all appear like billowing clouds and bestow blessings, empowerment, and cities, and perform enlightened deeds.
Yeah. lundrum nem chon gu sung to chele da la da ran dan jin je jin kur de la sem ba ye drum chona jin gu xie cu dan lam se la chu cu hong zha de ren zhen xin qi de zhe ben kan zhi ga da xie se zhe qi jiong ren zu le zhe le gun jiang a zhe de re po jiu ye na de zhe de mo jiu yun de zhe de se ni mang bu se le jin cha mang bu zhuo le le pe da de re re za wa sum je la co nang je to da ma ye je jar ve san ma chung yan kan zhe nge zhe ma ye jie tam jian te zar ma chung ye dong we to da ge la so da dan se ma ten ba gu song to jie Mahapan Ayujan Mahabaya Deja
This completes our evening session, and so we'll just prepare for the first night session group to start in about